2209. Parked on the sidewalk. 2210. Two, two, one. One, two, three, four, 5 units. Welcome in. Sorry, folks. Looks like use. JC News. Now I'm seeing that you put that it's buffering a little. I did notice that I'd lost connection momentarily. Hopefully it's back now. So there's always one that's got to park on the sidewalk. He got his lunch on the seat there. Welcome in, folks. I have no clue what's going on. I did not have my radio on. I was not listening. I just happened to be right up here up the road just a little bit and seen a bunch of units going by at what I would assume was faster than the speed limit. However, none of them had emergency lights on. So and with the animal hospital. So I'm going to go up there and find him. I'm just trying to get him into my get y'all into my tripod. All right, guys, let's go see if we can see where he went, since they're staged back here a little bit. They're not at the animal hospital, or if they are, they're so we got back door covered. I don't know if you guys can see all that's going on here, but you can see we got a guy back here. We got 2 officers here talking, and we got 2 staged over there. So I'm going to leave it in wide frame so that we can try to keep all the players in visual. Right there, I think he got all of them in visual. Sorry guys, if I'm being too quiet. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing. It looks like they're trying to make contact with that door. People with the shield went around back. I'm assuming they went to this back door. watching the door. Oh, welcome in. You have rights? Good to see you. Alright folks, so this is Orem, Utah. We are, I'm not exactly sure, we're at about, I'm going to guess 5th east and about 2100 north. So you see this guy went and got a pew-pew. Yeah, so I'm, can't think of what's right here. The Orem liquor store is just south of me, through the neighborhood a little ways. These guys really know how to mess up a guy's day. So I am at the corner of the property out on the sidewalk. I am crouched down kind of behind the mailboxes a little bit for the shade that it's given me. Give me a little bit of second here for shaking. I'm gonna adjust this tripod so that I can not be shaking you guys around. So I'm going to try to get this window here into frame a little. So he's signaling down into the basement area. Well, you guys can see what he's doing. I cannot see the people that are around back. I don't know if they've made contact, if they're going in. Yeah, I've not heard them announce themselves at all. In fact, when I'm not sure if he knocked or rang the bell, but I didn't even hear a knock. I just seen him reach up towards the door that looked like a knock. I'm about 40 feet away. We have Linden units showing up. I'm going to go ahead and sit down here cross-legged on this sidewalk. You guys can see that guy, that Linden officer working his way down here. I'm going to go ahead and, so I have another Orem officer showing up right behind me. I've just plugged in another battery. I should have plenty of battery power here, folks. My phone is fully charged, but I just plugged in a battery anyway, so.
How's it going, Jeff?
Good. You guys be safe, all right?
Thank you.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. Wiedemann, welcome in. So it looks like we have another unit behind me that has shown up. Trying to keep everybody that I can in camera here. Okay, so I have three more officers approaching. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the. We got three more officers approaching. They have shut the upper curtains. They shut the upper curtains on that window, so. This guy's got his batter.
What's up?
Raleigh.
How you doing?
Ellers.
Today?
Yeah. I know none of these officers personally. They all know my name. I just read their names as I see them as they go by. So. I have not seen. Hey JC, you be safe. Hey Innocent. So I'm like 5th East. I'm here in Orem. I'm right on the Orem-Linden border. Like the government buildings, the Linden government buildings only just through the block north of me. Oh yeah, they are absolutely putting my name out there on purpose like that. And I don't mind. As long as they don't use my full name first and last, then I'm not going to call it doxing. But what they need to understand is that the law here in Utah, I believe it is code 5810-108, subsection 12, says that any information that they gain about a person through the course of their duties, as per my name, since the only way any of them know my name is through the course of their duties, if they release any of that information, then they are guilty of violating 5810-108 subsection 12 of the Utah Code unannotated. I want to welcome in everybody who's here. We do have an active scene. They have shut the. So when we first got here, those blinds right there, those were open. They are now closed. And we have a lot of units here now. I kind of lost count. When I got here, there was 5. I'm going to say there's probably 10 or more now. Well, thank you, Sunflower Sky. I appreciate that. I'm not uneducated, if you will. I actually have quite a bit of college education, specifically in the field of criminal justice and law, civil and criminal procedures. I've definitely forgotten a lot more than I will ever remember. I wish I could get my radio to go. It is absolutely wrong to call people names. You shouldn't call people names. It should never be a thing. I sure appreciate all you who have joined me. I'm not going to make it to where I was going today. So I did take this officer here. Yesterday I cussed him out pretty heavily. I have unlisted that video. Too much bad language in it. So the battering ram's going around behind the building. I'm sure the only reason is because I'm here. I wish I could find a better spot where I could get a view. We're going to go ahead and, so this is a business here, and I'm just going to wander right back over here and see if I can get a view. Oh, his CAD is open. I don't know if it says anything or not. No, it's shut off. No point in looking. I don't know if I'll be able to see from behind here or not. Yeah, too much fencing and stuff. Alright, well, it was worth a shot. There are definitely a grip of units here. That's for sure. I don't know if we can see if I can. So we got some units back here. They're going in. Looks like they're getting ready to breach now. First Mormon Sunday school teachers. Okay, so I can hear them yelling that they're coming in. pounding on the door very loudly. Agent Randy, welcome in. Yeah, it's very quiet right now. Okay, they just hit the door twice, 3 times. I'm hearing, show me your hands. Orem Police, show me your hands. It's quiet. Super quiet. Okay, I can hear some kind of yelling, not sure what it is. Hey, I appreciate all you guys who smashed that thumb. So I'm just noticing something, and I don't know if this is true or not. That guy looks young, and that guy looks young. And they're both very ready to pull their gun and fire. And the next guy over, he looks like he's more experienced in this. He's standing very casually, does not have his hand on his weapon. He acts like he's been through this a few times before. He realizes that people doing stupid things during a raid like this it's kind of a rarity that people do things that put these police officers in harm's way. The reality is that their job's super safe. They run around in gang numbers. They do all of their activities as a gang would. They never act as a single individual. And again, I do not know the nature of this call at all. I suppose I could go up maybe and see if the Linden officer left his cat open. So we got one guy outside on the ground there, sitting down. We'll come back to that. We'll quickly go see if he left his cat open. Hell, for all I know, he's actually sitting in the unit, but So he did leave it open. It's a domestic. 1830 North is the address. And 5th, 550 West. So it's a call for a domestic situation. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be in the shade. I don't know if that's giving you a view or not. Alright. It's pretty warm out here, guys. Pretty warm. I'm with you on that there, Wiedemann. Hey, welcome in, Bokomo. How you doing? I'm going to have to go back and see if I can extract the way that officer addressed me. But I believe he used a proper title, I'm not sure. The Cutlass. Yeah, that one's a Cutlass. So my favorite was the Riviera. I owned a 1980 Riviera for a lot of years. Working in the oil field, rig roads ended that Riviera's life. So these officers are slowly all peeling off. We do have medical has arrived. I wonder if they tased him. Everything is just speculation, folks. Yeah, it's a Cutlass.
Watch out, man. I don't want to hit you.
Well, I hope you wouldn't. I'm nowhere near the driveway. Appreciate the heads up, but I'm a long ways from the driveway. And we have 32, engine 32. We like these guys. These guys are always good. That's appropriate. Half of you I've lost. My phone is overheating, folks. It is very hot. I'm going to probably shut this down, but I did want to make sure we caught an end to it. I managed to get the phone cooled down enough to get it back on. Yeah, it says Cutlass on it. I'm not sure the year, but definitely of that era. I would buy 78. My guess was a 76 or a 75, but I would buy a 78 for sure. Yeah, folks, I appreciate all of you being here. My phone is hotter than hell. I don't know how much longer it will last, but so I'm probably going to go ahead and end this. It looks like I heard no gunshots. My assumption is that the EMTs are here for a taser deployment. We got a vote for 6970. Yep. tail lights are indicating a 71, he says. So if this was a 280Z, I'd be able to comment on the tail lights, but I'm not as familiar with the Cutlass as I am the 280s. Alrighty folks, I've got to get out of here. I'm so far behind, I'm not ever going to make it to where I was supposed to go. On the nice, appreciate that. You have rides. So they're going to back that car around. They're going to back that car around and get back there so that I don't see the guy get into the car. That they're doing everything they can to keep their victim hidden from us. Now, I don't know what the guy's been accused of. I have no idea what he's accused of. I know that he's innocent though until he's proven guilty in the court of law. And so, as far as we can tell at this point, he's a victim of this gang. Like I said, the CAD up there on the Linden officer's truck said that it was a domestic. We always appreciate these guys. Paramedics, EMTs doing their job in a good way. Hey, innocent, how far away are you? Yeah, I pulled all the protective casing and everything off of my phone in order to allow it to cool a little bit. I don't like doing that. Somebody may try to grab my phone, break it. It doesn't have its gear on it, you know. But it does allow the phone to cool down when it's not there. And my phone is very hot, so it could shut down again at any point. You're all good, brother. So at the big lots in American Fork, the one that's going out of business, they have some knee braces there. Those knee braces normally go for about $30–$35. They got the aluminum hinges in the sides of them and stuff. Anyway, right now we can get them for about $6. If you was close by, I was going to ask you to come get me and give me a ride, but just because the buses don't run right. But I can go back to the house and get a ride, not an issue. Don't leave your party, my friend. I had stood at a bus stop for just about an hour. As expected, the buses only run once an hour here in Utah. And so INREM, AF is American Fork. Anyway, so they only run about once an hour. I was just going to catch a bus down there. You know, it's a lot cheaper than driving. But all these cops came by, and my instinct to turn on my camera took over, and so I missed that bus. And I don't want to wait another hour for another bus. Realizing I'm probably just going to have to, or I'll go home, like I said, and get the vehicle and drive it. But I appreciate all you folks coming in. You hung New Ways just off Springville. I hung the bridge on I-15 back in '99 during the Olympic expansion. Ah, hey. Nice. I'm really just waiting for this officer to leave. I'm hoping, hey, Sunflower. So nothing has happened. EMTs showed up. We're assuming that possibly a taser deployment. It's just all assumptions. We have no actual info. We had the EMTs showed up. They checked the guy out. They now have a police unit. One of the Orem units has backed his car around behind the building. You can see the front of his unit sticking out right there. We're assuming it's so they could load them up, haul them away. Lived in Springville for 20 years, huh? That had to be rough. Of course, you know, several years ago, Springville wasn't as bad as it is now. On this, Candace is saying on the scanner, they're saying they've cleared the domestic in Linden. That was probably the EMTs. They have left. Several officers have left. Hey, I appreciate you there, Sunflower Sky. I'm going to be in so much trouble because I didn't get what I was supposed to get today. Yeah. I do have a boss. I love her to death. Well, I don't know if they're gonna wait until my phone overheats again before they pull him out or not. Almost feels like it. Candace, your grandson lives in Springville. Like I said, Springville used to be a really nice place. I'm not so sure it is anymore. It's got kind of a bad reputation over the last few years. Not so much the town, but the rampant methamphetamine abuse that has been going on there. More units showing up. So that is a female officer, and they may have called her up. Everybody went to Springville on Sundays to get liquor. I believe that. I personally do not remember when Utah County was a dry county. I remember people talking about it. So that female officer drove through that parking lot over there and then out the other side and is now leaving. These guys are weird. She just wanted to come look at my pretty face, I'm betting. Oh wait, that guy's out there? I want to see him. Oh, nice. I know a few property owners out this way. I tried to buy some property in Utah, but I ended up having to let it go. I was paying the same amount to buy 5 acres here in Utah as I am currently paying to buy 80 acres in 2 other states. So think about that when you think about purchasing land. Utah is expensive. The Danites. Man, I sure appreciate the 8 of you that are still watching. I'm sure a few of them are, since they're not chatting, I'm sure they're badge wearing, gang affiliated. It's all right though. We really do want to create a dialogue between them and us. It's time. So, Innocent, since you're on, the code, the Utah code specifically, that these officers violate when they dox our names like that is 5810, I think 108, subsection 12. 5810, 108. It's they're not allowed to disseminate any the words are any information that they gain through the course of their duties. That includes your name, any information. And so if they try to do that while we're on camera, while we're live like that, they know we're live. They know they have that opportunity. If they dox us like that, then they are violating clearly established law. And when they violate clearly established law, then Irizarry versus Yahia is the case law that is going to take away their qualified immunity. They're no longer entitled to immunity when they violate clearly established law. That's what people don't understand, what Irizarry versus Yahia really did. So I've heard several attorneys try to claim that Irizarry versus Yahia will only apply if they try to stop your filming, and that's not true. Irizarry versus Yahia establishes that if a police officer violates clearly established law, then they're not entitled to qualified immunity. Qualified immunity was designed for the innocent mistake. You know, police officers are human. They do make innocent mistakes. And that's what qualified immunity was supposed to be for. It was designed to protect an officer in his doing his job when he makes an innocent mistake. The problem is they've leaned on that so much, to such an extent, that they now fit the definition of a sovereign citizen. They are the only people in America that believe the laws of America do not apply to them in the same equality that they apply to the rest of us. Yeah, I've got you, innocent. So there's actually 2 laws in Utah that cover that. It is doxing in Utah. Israel. Yeah, Sunflower Sky. That's exactly what qualified immunity was designed for. It was for the unintentional mistake. But they don't do that anymore. Nowadays they lean on that to the extent, and they pushed it to the point that we don't believe anything they say. They've turned themselves into the they are the only profession in America that has had the Supreme Court rule and say that it's okay for them to lie to you in order for them to do their job. Since when is dishonesty in any government official okay? No, they've created this qualified immunity, which basically says, oh, look, I can do whatever I want because I wear this badge. You can't do nothing about it because I have qualified immunity. And that's how they treat us. They treat us like they are sovereign and we are their subjects. Now, if you folks would look up and understand what the word sovereign means, and then you look up and understand what it means to live in a republic, okay? Because we live in a republic. This is not a democracy. Just because they want to convince you that it's what they refer to as a democratic republic. No, that's just a way of cop-splaining you into believing that what they're doing is correct. And it's not correct. We do have some governing documents that allow these folks to operate in their governing positions. Them documents, which we refer to as the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence, those documents, those are the rules that the government is supposed to abide by. And since then, they've created thousands of rules to trick you into believing that you have to listen to them instead of the other way around. You guys remember when you was in school and you pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which that flag stands? If any of you guys have any questions as to what that Pledge of Allegiance means, then I suggest that you look up Red Skelton's address on the Pledge of Allegiance. Red Skelton does an excellent job explaining the meaning behind the Pledge of Allegiance. Hey, thanks, Bokomo. Article 4, section of the United States Constitution. Correct. See, that's just it. Most people don't even understand. You know, they think, oh, well, the Constitution says I can do this. You know, they're talking about the First Amendment. Well, the Constitution... let's be very clear. The First Amendment, the Bill of Rights, is not the Constitution. The Bill of Rights is the first set of amendments to the Constitution. So they changed that. They became part of the Constitution at that point, but they are the amendments. They are the changes to the original document. Hey, thank you, Bokomo. For real. I absolutely appreciate that. Irizarry versus Yahia, there's so much in that case that people don't even realize. You read the summary. If you read the summary, it makes it out that it's just about stopping them filming. It is not. That's just the icing on the cake. The depth for which that case is here in Utah, that takes away their qualified immunity. That's a powerful case. Absolutely right. You have rights, cops have duties. Our government is supposed to be guaranteeing a republic form of government, not a republican, a republic form of government. And there you go. NREM has it. A sovereign is a king in his own rights. Which, if you live in a republic, then by definition, you should be sovereign. You are the king of your own castle. That's where the term the castle defense comes from. You know, here not very long ago, I was facing 3 aggravated assault and battery with the intent to do grave bodily harm charges out there in American Fork. If you guys want to look up the video, I think I titled it "The Verdict is In." I defended myself against multiple attackers. They charged me with assault. They did not charge the attackers. They charged me with assault. They charged me with 3 counts of assault, 1 for each of the attackers that admitted that they were a part of it and that could be seen on the film. There was more that was involved. To be perfectly honest, there was 5 of them that was involved in attacking me. It took 5 of them to get me down. I went to court. I went to trial. And I stood on the castle defense. Castle defense is one of the oldest known forms of legal defense used in a courtroom. And it is in direct reference to the fact that a man is king in his own castle. These government officials driving these vehicles, they have no business in your house. NREM has this right, okay? He says, the sovereign is king in his own right. The Constitution is regulations for the government. You have rights, cops have duties, says we all have a right to be agents and our own agencies. We owe no allegiance. We are a free people to a free nation. While the union agents are to be swearing oath, are the ones swearing oath and allegiance. So let's put this in terms that some of you folks, I know there's a lot of you folks that are going to argue and say, oh, this is all bullshit, that's not how it is. But so back in the day, you know, before we had America, before we had the Constitution, we had kings. And the way that worked is the subjects of the king would swear an oath of allegiance to that king. That would make them the subjects of that kingdom and therefore entitled to the protections of that kingdom. In America, we did away with kings. We said every man is a king in his own right. Every man has a right to live free, to be free from illegal searches and seizures, to be able to freely speak and say what they want to say, to be able to freely publish what they're saying. You know, we did away with that. We did away with being subject to a king and instead made our government subject unto us. Now, in America, when you take a government job, you must swear an oath. You must give your allegiance. Now, they've twisted that. So that was supposed to be to the people. But if you read the way these guys word their oaths now, they actually swear their allegiance to their city, to their fake government. The honor comes from an agent oathing to volunteer their lives to the public trust, so help them God. That, you have rights, cops have duties, has it spot on right there. Listen, folks, I don't believe these guys are, they're waiting for my phone to die. I don't think they realize I've got the cooling problem taken care of. It's not going to die. I've still got 5 lights on my battery, so I've got about 72 hours of battery power left. Just on this battery. I also have 2 other batteries with me, so like I can film forever. There's no memory, it's all going to the cloud. At this point, we're just chatting. I appreciate the few of you who have stuck in this long. We're just past that hour mark, so I will be shutting it down soon, regardless of the heating problem, unless these guys want to try to give me some kind of grief, which I highly doubt. I like the chat You Have Rights says. I appreciate you, I really do. There's so many of you guys that put in valuable information, and so many that don't understand the info that's been given to them through these videos. They just want to argue. They want to believe in their captors. You know, America in general suffers from a huge case of Stockholm syndrome. Alrighty, folks. I am going to go ahead and walk away. I see nothing to be gained by hanging out here. They're trying to keep the victim from my camera. Thing is, I've already got their victim on the camera. I'm not trying to blast that guy. He is a victim. Whether he actually violated a law or not, he is still a victim. This guy's got tickets and stuff exposed all over his seat. Not very tidy guy. Flat Earth opens the mind. Wait a minute, I may have missed something. That's why I try. Let me go back a little. Okay. So I try to remind people that free men and women of the nation do not have presidents, commanders, or chiefs. We are our own agents. This is correct. Flat Earth opens the mind. And don't tell anyone that a republic does not mean Republican. Yeah. That's kind of twisted a little bit, isn't it? Oh. Well, let's see here. For the, what is it? There's 10 of you in here. I appreciate y'all being in here with me right now. Like I said, I'm walking away. I'm done with them. They're boring. All right, let's look at this chat here. That's why the president gives the State of the Nation address, but they address the Union as the President of the Union. Yes. Hey, I appreciate you, innocent. Now I got a little bit of a walk ahead of me, about 2 miles, I guess, 3 miles. Go to one of the properties and get one of the units. The people do not have rights. In REM, we have liberty. We also have rights. We are born with rights. That's exactly what the Declaration of Independence is. If you was to read the preamble to the Declaration of Independence, you will see that they list a long list of grievances. Those grievances, those are the reasons why they said we can no longer support this king, and we have decided that we are going to be a free people. And they list them grievances one right after another. If you read the grievances that are listed in the preamble to the Declaration of Independence, then you will realize that we are in the same state today. And in that Declaration of Independence, the authors, what they said was, they said, we recognize that all men, not all American men, not all men within a certain imaginary boundary, they said that they recognize that all men have certain inalienable, in other words, you can't take them from us, inherent and inalienable, means you're born with them, they're within you, and nobody can take them away from you. We recognize that all men are created equal and have certain inherent and inalienable rights. Among those, and then we go off and we list the first 10 amendments. And that's the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. Free to do our will as long as we keep, yes, as long as we're not interfering with those same inherent and inalienable rights of others. So many people, I think there's people that are picking up a camera nowadays, and they've listened to cop watchers, they've listened to auditors, they've listened to citizen journalists from all across the country, from all across the world, and they're understanding certain truths about what these cameramen are saying about our freedoms. And then they pick up a camera and they go out there and they regurgitate them because they heard it, say you heard it from me. And now you're going to go regurgitate that information, but you're not going to go check yourself. Because I said it really well and I seem to know what I'm talking about. A lot of folks are just going to take that and run with it. Hey, that standing tall guy, man, he knows what he's talking about, you know? That standing tall guy, he went to school for that stuff. He knows what he's talking about. You know what? I'm a man. I make mistakes just like everybody else does. And we all interpret things differently. So when I throw those out there, when I throw these laws out there, the reason I do that, the reason I quote the codes, etc., is to give you the opportunity to go look that up yourself. Go check it. See if what I'm saying is right or not. You know? That's how you know things, is you learn them. You learn them by reading them and experiencing them. You know, just 'cause somebody said something doesn't make it real. So I understand what you're saying there, NREM, but I disagree wholeheartedly. I believe we have rights. And I believe that a few of those rights were enumerated in what we refer to as the Bill of Rights. And I do mean a few of those rights. And yeah, what you just said, corpus delicti, you know, where's the body? You know, one of those rights is to be secure in our persons. That means nobody has a right to take our freedom from us, our liberty, as you said, okay? And the only time that we surrender those rights is because we've agreed to a certain social contract that says that we're not going to harm others. And so the no corpus delicti, or no body, it also falls in with the Latin words mens rea and actus rea. So those are the three elements that are needed for a crime. You need mens rea, you need a criminal thought, you need actus rea, you need a criminal action, and then you need corpus delicti. You need a victim, you need a body. Without those three things, there is no crime. But the government here, they're going to have you believe that we have what's called victimless crimes. You know, there's no such thing as a victimless crime. No corpus delicti. No victim, no crime. That is the legal maxim. And sorry, NREM has me slipping into a bunch of legalese. I normally don't use legalese. Most folks don't understand legalese at all. And I'm trying to explain that as we go. But those Latin phrases, that no corpus delicti, no mens rea, and no actus rea, those are Latin legal maxims. A legal maxim is something that's to believe to be a truth, a legal truth, based on 300 years of execution, if you will. Yes, you're right. No writings on paper give us rights. The Constitution didn't give us no rights. The Bill of Rights didn't give us no rights. Okay? Those are an acknowledgement that we have certain inalienable and inherent rights. Certain things that just can't be taken away from us. Inherent means you're born with it. Inalienable means they cannot take it away. It cannot be it cannot become an alien to you. These words are powerful, you know, and back in the day before we had America, you know, words were spells. You know, they called certain people they called them magi. They cast spells and stuff. So let me ask you something. What happens when the magistrate summons you to appear in his courtroom? Are you feeling the power of these words? You know, the churches tell you to don't do business. Don't get involved with these people who have secret combinations. secret combinations. That's what the LDS Church refers to. I think they called them Gadiantons. You know, these people that got into these secret conversations, these secret orders and stuff like that. You know. Well, nowadays, them same secret organizations are the ruling body of America. You cannot go into a courtroom in America without seeing Masonic symbols everywhere. Now, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state in America. But the Order of Masons is a religious order. Yes, innocent auditor, absolutely, he was a Freemason. In fact, if you go up to the Manti Temple and if you have the opportunity to go look around that temple, walk around the outside of it, if you look at each of the cornerstones, you'll find, in fact, all the way around the LDS temple in Salt Lake, you are going to find stones that go all the way around the outside of the temple that have the moon phases carved into the stone. There's also a lot of other Masonic symbols that are readily available for anybody with eyes to see if they just open them and examine what's before them whenever they look into anything to do with the LDS faith and or the United States government. You are going to be sealed in Manti. So the Manti Temple, that's a beautiful temple. My grandfather, my great-grandfather was the architect who designed and built the spiral staircase that is located inside the Manti Temple. There's not a single nail in that spiral staircase. It is 100% wood. It is held together with wooden pegs. Interesting side note. Anyway, listen folks, we've been on here way too fucking long. I need to let you guys go. I thought I'd come over here to 1600 North and see if I could catch the some kind of training going on. They've had so much SWAT training and fire department training and stuff. I was hoping to catch some. Obviously, I'm not going to. So, anyway, it's been real. I appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. Hopefully somebody out there might have gotten some kind of an education from these ramblings. If you have eyes to see, you will see the earth is flat and level. In REM. I appreciate that that thought process. I don't want to comment on that because I'm not trying to argue with anybody. I will say that I have seen yeah, 1600 North in Orem, yeah. That's this road right here that's running. That's State Street right there behind me. And now the freeway's back behind me that way. So, anyway, yeah, I've seen some merits to the flat earth arguments. I've also seen, well, every argument that has ever came close to convincing me, I've seen that argument shattered with scientific fact. So I'm a man of spirit and not necessarily a man of science, but I can't argue with the facts that I've seen myself. So yeah, won't comment on your flat earth theories. I do appreciate them though, and I do appreciate the education that I get from those who follow the flat earth philosophies. I've gained a lot of knowledge from several people who are what they refer to as flat earthers. Sorry, but I'm not one. Anyway, folks, I've said it a dozen times. I got to get off here. I can chat and chat forever. Like I said the other day on the video, nobody wants to listen to me talk this long. Those of you that have been in here, the Bible is a flat earth book. I'm not disagreeing with that. What's that? FFA live being caught Planet X in our skies from 9:25 to 9:27. Nice. Interesting. Until next time, folks, please pick up a camera. Please record your government officials in everything that they do. You don't need to know the laws in order to document what you see. You do need to know how to protect yourself from tyrants who may want to violate your rights to document what you see. And for that, For that, I do recommend that you educate yourself on the First Amendment. Educate yourself on First Amendment cases like Glick. Glick is a pretty powerful case. Protect yourself, protect your family. Always record your government officials. You never know, the life you save may be your own. Until next time, folks, y'all be safe. Y'all come back now, you hear?